Hey, what's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color and to another episode of This Week in Physical Media, the show, the weekly live show where we talk about every new Blu-ray and 4K release that's coming out this week, August the 20th, 2024. We shoot this show live every Monday night, Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. So if you're watching on the replay, feel free, if you got the time, to come out on a Monday night. Every single Monday night, you'll find us here talking about new releases and anything else that has to do with physical media right here on YouTube. And we always have a good time talking about it together. We've got several things to get to this week, including, but not limited to, some spooky movies. Spooky seasons are, still a few months away, but we've already got our first wave of releases targeted at horror fans coming out from Walmart. They always do their Walmart exclusives, usually with some kind of gimmicky, ugly, glow-in-the-dark slipcover or something like that. But this year, Walmart's all about those Steelbooks, and they got these brand new, this whole batch of similar Steelbooks that are coming out for horror films, and I'm sure they'll do several more of these waves, maybe different ones, they always do, before October 31st, but this is the first one, and it's already here. We're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about some other Walmart-exclusive Steelbooks as well, and including some boutique releases, everything. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Some Kino Lorber, some, what is that other one called? Shout Factory. Lots of horror stuff this week. So very horror centric, but we got some other stuff to talk about as well. And I can't wait to talk about it with you guys. Let's go ahead and see who's already here in the chat. Seems like a pretty packed room over here. I'm going to try to pop up some of your messages here. Give some shout outs. We've got Henry Biden Cap. I always say Camp. I don't know why I want to change your name, Henry. But Henry's here. Says good evening, everyone. In honor of Alain Delon's passing, I saw a rare release of The Unvanquished from 1964. This was the film used in the artwork for famous The Smiths' The Queen is Unalive. Wow. Yeah, a couple people mentioned the passing of Alain Delon. Maybe we can talk about some of his films later on tonight. Film Watcher 96 is here. Bologna is here as well. Says, checking in and looking forward to another great show, a great host, a great group of awesome subscribers, and a nice hot cup of Wawa pumpkin spice coffee. Well, I don't have that last one, but yeah, I agree. This is a great group of subscribers, and I love chatting with you guys every month and every week, because that's when we do the show, every single week. Connor Nielsen's here. Big AI is here. Welcome to the chat. He's excited about Wolf Creek, which we'll get into in just a minute here. Josh Knoll is here. Dan's Den says hiya. Jeffrey Patron, internet user. All the big guys are here. Carrie Witt says, hey, DJ, happy Monday. Happy Monday to you, To you, sir. I'm struggling tonight. I don't know if you can tell. My voice is a little froggy. I think I'm about to come down with something. I'm starting to get a little achy, starting to get a little hint of a sore throat and a little bit of congestion. My daughter has been sick over the weekend, so I'm going to do my best to make it through the night and hopefully rest up before the show next week. And hopefully my voice will hold out. But let's go ahead and jump into the new releases here. Switch over to the other screen, Blu-ray.com for August 20th, 2024. We've got several things here to talk about tonight. First off, I want to get this out of the way. When the Titans Ruled the Earth, this is that box set from Arrow Video, 4K Clash of the Titans 2-pack. We already talked about this last week. We covered this last week, and it got bumped to this week, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes these release dates get bumped around, so we won't cover that one. Check out the show from last week if you want to hear about that one. But we're going to start right here with Death to Smoochy from 2002. Apparently, the most popular release for this entire week is Death to Smoochy from 2002, coming out from Shout Factory. This is a dark, surreal comedy, crime comedy. Look at this. We've got Robin Williams, Edward Norton, Danny DeVito. I don't think this was a very successful movie, but it's hard to believe it wasn't with that incredible cast. Look at that. Now, I don't know much about this, but is it supposed to be like a Barney thing? Like a Barney parody? Get ready for an unexpected hit, is what they said. I don't know if that's true or not, but that was the tag. What a weird tagline. That's nothing to do with the film. Children's television star Rainbow Randolph, yeah, this has to be some kind of like Barney parody, fired after a bribery scandal and replaced by Smoochy, an idealistic purple rhinoceros. When Randolph discovers that Smoochy is also having an affair with Randolph's ex-lover Nora, a top programming executive at the network, he plots his revenge. Oh my goodness. So there it is. That is Death to Smoochy coming to Shout Select. I can't see what spine number it is. It doesn't give me, oh, here it is. 165. So they're already up to 165. with Shout Select. I don't think I'm going to be running out to grab that one, but maybe I'll check it out at some point. I don't know anything about that one. That is an unknown film to me, but hopefully, I'm sure someone out there is really excited about that one. Some big Shout Select fans, of course, Shout Factory in general. And then next up, we've got Can't Hardly Wait, a 4K Ultra HD and digital combo pack from Sony Pictures. Looks like it does include a slipcover. Yesterday's history, tomorrow's the future. Tonight's the party. Look at this. Look at this. We've got Ethan. We've got a bunch of people here. The only one I recognize is Seth Green. Seth Green is in this. Where is he? I don't even see him in this. Oh, there he is. There he is down there in the corner. Can't Hardly Wait. A rom-com, a teenage rom-com coming-of-age story from 1998. Oh, look at that. Didn't we all do that when we were kids? That little, what do you call that? Owl eyes? I don't even know what you call that. I've already done that and shown that to my kids. That was all the rage back when we were kids. But there we go. $29 on Amazon right now. Again, all the links will be, not again, this is the first time I'm saying it, but all the links will be in the description below for these movies that we're talking about tonight from Amazon. So if you do want to grab those, I would really appreciate it if you use those links. Not that many links down there, though, because we're mostly talking about Walmart exclusives. So any Amazon link will be down there for things that are available through Amazon. But for those Walmart ones, you're going to have to get into your pajamas, put your slippers on, and run out to the closest Walmart towards you, which I will have to do this week. I don't usually do that. I don't usually go into Walmarts these days, but this one here is one that I'm very excited about. This is A Last Unicorn 4K release. This is a film that I watched back when it was on Criterion Channel. It is a kind of a beloved animated film, but not a lot of people know about it. It's not very popular, but those who have seen it really like it, and I quite enjoyed it back when it was on Criterion Channel a couple years back. And it's coming out from Shout Factory, though, and this is a 4K upgrade. Now, I'm very happy that I held off. There have been several times where I was scanning through eBay, and I saw the Blu-ray of this, and I was going to pick it up. I almost picked it up several times. There's a couple different versions of the Blu-ray, actually, and I'm glad I never picked it up, because now you got a 4K. I heard a couple weeks ago when this was announced that it was coming soon, so I held off, and now I'm going to grab the 4K for sure. I want to show this to my kids. It is a little older. I would say, wait till your kids are a little older before you show. This isn't like a 2 or 3 year old one. It's a little darker. It's a little depressing. It might send your kids into an existential crisis because there's some death and some violence, but it's a pretty cool movie. Very cool animation. I think it's 80s? Yes, 1982. Very cool 80s animation. We don't have a lot of sword and sorcery, high fantasy animation, so I was happy to check this one out. See, there's the other two Blu-rays. We've got 2 different Blu-rays down there. Almost picked those up, but now I'm going to get the 4K. So we've got a standard edition 4K from Shout Factory for $28 on Amazon right now. You can get that one on Amazon. But also at the same time, we're releasing, this is cool. This is crazy. So the Walmart and Shout Factory must have some kind of deal, because not only do we have the exclusive Lionsgate Steelbooks coming out from Walmart, we've also got exclusive Shout Factory Steelbooks coming out from Walmart. So this is a Shout Factory Steelbook, very bright, colorful, kind of, I don't know if I love the artwork. It doesn't really express what the film is like. It doesn't really capture the tone. That looked kind of like a little girl's movie with that whole... It's kind of the same problem I have with Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty, when I was a kid, was marketed to girls only. It's like all heavy pinks, heavy, just focused on Sleeping Beauty. And she's barely in the movie. And I watched it as an adult for the first time, and it's like, oh, this is awesome. There's like dragons and knights, and he's fighting sword fights and everything. This is a cool movie. I wish I had been marketed this as a kid, because my parents never showed me Sleeping Beauty as a kid, because it was targeted to the little girls, which is unfortunate. And that's kind of what the same vibe I'm getting from this Steelbook here. Whereas the movie is not like that at all. It's very dark and very, like I said, violent. So I don't know if I love the artwork, but if I have to pick between a Steelbook and just a standard case, I'm probably going to go with the Steelbook. I have kind of a ranking of packaging where it's like slipcover is better than a Steelbook, but Steelbook is better than if it's Steelbook or standard edition, I'll probably go with the Steelbook. And it doesn't look like we got a slipcover on this one, so that might be the one I go with if I can find it at my local Walmart. We'll see. We'll see how easy that one is to get your hands on. Probably. I see those Steelbooks are pretty stocked at Walmarts these days. But let me know if you're excited about that movie. If you've seen it, if you haven't even heard of it, check it out. It's pretty cool. I recommend it. Let's go back to the main screen and I'll see what people are saying over here in the comments. What are people saying? John McDowell, hey, welcome to the stream. Just bought Seaside Hotel complete series on Blu-ray. A great show from Denmark. Got a great deal on eBay. Well, congratulations. I have also been getting some really good deals on eBay lately. Picked up several box sets that I want to show off to you guys here in the next couple of days. It's been all box sets lately on the channel. I've been talking about box sets quite a bit, but I finally got another one that I've been wanting for years and years. Finally got a good price on it, so that should be coming in the mail pretty soon. Carrie Witt picked up Furiosa. The making of feature was really cool. Very cool. I love when new studio releases are still getting cool special features, because that's kind of a dying art these days. Internet user, it's probably your body getting overwhelmed from the November Criterion announcements. Probably so. That's probably what it is. It's not the fact that my daughter got me sick or anything. Dan's Den can't hardly wait. Is it late? Did I say it wrong? Yeah. No, it's a little typo. I'll forgive him. Can't hardly wait. A defining movie of my older brother and sister's generation. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Posty, Can't Hardly Wait is named after my favorite The Replacements song. And here we go. Gus is here in the chat. Gives me a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. What are you getting tomorrow? DJ, what are you getting tomorrow? Well, I've already talked about one. I would really like to pick up The Last Unicorn. And I'll be sure to mention any of the other ones that I'm excited about getting as we go through this. There's actually a couple more here. So thank you, Gus, for that wonderful super chat. Really appreciate the donation. Anything that you can give helps the channel, and it all goes back into physical media that I can talk about here on the channel. Thank you so much, Gus. Always great to hear from you. Baloney. I'm not a fan of Steelbook covers, but I can appreciate the love others have for them. I do have to ask, though, are Steelbook covers made exclusively for Walmart, made with cheap, thin metal? I don't know. Have you heard that? Or are you just starting rumors on the internet? I'm with you. I don't love Steelbooks either. But like I said, if it's a Steelbook or nothing, I'll find, like that recent Matilda release, only got a Steelbook. I wanted to get that movie for my wife. It was a big movie from her childhood, and I had to get her to the Steelbook because there was no other release. Same thing with this. It's a Steelbook or a standard. I'll probably go with the Steelbook, but it's not my favorite. I do appreciate and prefer a slipcover if it is. But I don't know about the making of the Walmart Steelbooks. I don't know if they're worse or not. We'll have to do a little research montage and figure that out. Dan's Den says Last Unicorn, a stunning feature from Rankin and Bass. Thank you for mentioning that. I forgot to say that. Yeah, it is nice, and I love that animation style. You like that if you don't watch their Christmas stuff, they did some other stuff in the 80s and I think late 70s, like the Hobbit movie, and they did a Lord of the Rings movie, a Return of the King movie, actually. And this is another Rankin and Bass special. So yeah, I love their stuff. I have all their other stuff. I would love if we would get a 4K or even just a Blu-ray of their Hobbit and Return of the King movie, because we don't have it. We don't even have it. There's no Blu-ray of those, which is super unfortunate. Hopefully Shout Factory can get to those eventually. Laren. Laren's read the book of The Last Unicorn. I didn't know it was based on a book. That makes sense. And he says it's excellent. Very cool. Thanks for sharing that. All right. Shall we jump back? Yes, Kevin House says, I love the style of the backgrounds in Sleeping Beauty, and that dragon battle is fantastic. I agree. I got no complaints. It looks great. Well, I have some complaints. There's some problems with the adaptation that I don't like about that movie, but the animation looks great. All right, we're getting into our Steelbooks from Walmart, our Halloween Steelbooks here. First one is Hannibal Rising, which is a movie from 2007. I don't know how this one was received or not. You never know with these kind of prequel, they always do these. We're going to talk about several of them tonight, actually. They always do these horror prequels. You take the big iconic serial killer slasher villain and you do a prequel when they're young, because that's what people want. This is Lionsgate Films getting an exclusive Steelbook from Walmart. I'll pull up the overview for you guys. There's the inside. You'll see this similar style for all the other ones we talk about tonight. They've got this kind of monochromatic black and white with a little red tinge here and there with the guy. I'm assuming that's Hannibal. Look at him. He's got a sword. He's probably going to kill some people with, but there you go. This is the artwork. That's what it looks like. You saw it in the thumbnail. We're going to talk about it several times tonight. Some of them are red, some of them are orange, but they all have this same exact style. And they all, unfortunately, well, they do have this kind of banner at the top, but it looks like that's part of a J card, so you can probably take that off. So let me know. What do you guys think? Do you like this style? This is better than some of the other ones, like I said before, where it's just like a literal, like, half of a poster with like a slapped on Walmart sticker, or sometimes they do like glow in the dark stuff. Sometimes they do really silly stuff. This is pretty good. At least we actually hired an artist. We got some unique stuff, and they look all right. I don't know if I'm going to be picking up Hannibal Rising, but it looks cool, especially if you get the whole set. We've got, should we just go through them? Maybe we should go out of order and just go through them instead of this, because it's going to be weird if we keep jumping back and forth. I'm going to jump to the next one so we can kind of keep all these horror movies together. So I'm going to jump to the next one, which is Wolf Creek, which is an orange one. This is another Lionsgate Films. All these are going to be the same. I don't need to repeat it every time. But this is a 2005 horror film. And here we go. There's the inside again. Same style, black and white, with this time an orange tinge. And then the front, I'll blow it up for you guys. There it is. Same. We've got this kind of melting, bleeding, like crack down the middle. Clearly the same artist doing all of these. I wish I knew who the artist was. I'd love to give him credit. But this is Wolf Creek from 2005. So similar years. I wonder if all of these are going to be like mid-2000s horror films. We got 2007. We got 2005. And then we've also got, okay, we're going a little later now. We've got Sinister, 2012 from Lionsgate Films. There we go. Dan Sten said that Wolf Creek has an F cinema score. Wolf Creek, an F cinema score classic. So is that the theme with these? Are these all like hated? Are any of these like beloved horror movies? I don't know. I'm not the biggest horror guy, and I haven't seen these like prequel ones, so I don't know how good these are. But hopefully there's some diamonds in this rough here. This is the Sinister one. That's the inside there, and there you go. Get the artwork on the front there. We'll roll through these a little bit faster because they're all about this. I don't need to get into the genre. You know what these are. They're all the same thing. Similar supernatural horror movies. Sinister I have heard of before, so that's a good sign. I've at least heard of that one. Then we've got Texas Chainsaw 2013, which I'm assuming is another modern riff on that classic. There you go. There's the inside of that one. These are all just Blu-ray and digital. There's no 4Ks in these, it looks like. This one has a Blu-ray 3D, so at least that's kind of special. But yeah, this is a strange thing that these don't have 4Ks. They're just Blu-rays and digitals. I'm really trying to like sell these for you, Walmart, but you're not helping me out. You hired an artist, which is good, but you're not giving 4Ks. They're just kind of looking bare bones releases. I don't know, man. I don't know if people are going to be excited about these. We've got Your Next, which is a good movie. I've heard of people talk about that one, if I can take people's word for it. And we've got Leatherface coming out in 2017, a very recent one. There are 2 cuts on that one, so at least that's cool. You get a Blu-ray and digital with 2 different cuts on Leatherface, which is a prequel, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then the last one here, I Spit on Your Grave, another one that I've at least heard of. But there you go. There's the cover on that one. And I'll show you the inside here. Same exact thing. So if you like that style, you're going to get a bunch of it because they all look exactly the same. They're all mid-2000s to early 2010s horror movies. I'm gonna go to the chat and see what people are thinking of these movies because I don't know if these are great movies. If people are excited about these, we'll have to see. Dan Sten says Hannibal Rising sucks. Ethan Edwards says the only good Hannibal Lecter movies were Manhunter and Silence of the Lambs. Film Watcher, I remember Hannibal Rising when it first came out. It was all right. Josh Knoll, many of the Walmarts in the Bay Area of California are not reliable for stocking Steelbooks. Often the shelves just sit empty. Yeah, what's the deal with that, Walmart? Well, how come every time I go into a Walmart, it's like you're restocking the movie section, but it's every time I go. It's like there's just a bunch of empty, like you're saying, there's a bunch of empty shelves. They never fill it up. That's great. That's a great business tactic, Walmart. Jeffrey Patron, the Steelbooks have rather popping designs. Really dig that cover for Wolf Creek. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They look cool. And you kind of got that little bit of a boutique flavor, similar artwork, but I don't know. Dan Sten says Wolf Creek has an F cinema score. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys going to be picking any of these up? Are these for like the ultimate horror fan, which has to have everything? Is that the target audience for these? Is anyone else going to be picking these up? Let me know what you guys think. Carrie Witt says, yeah, Hannibal Rising, not very good. Unfortunately, when you get something as blockbuster awesome as The Lambs, you end up with something as drab as Hannibal Rising. Internet user says, I thought the guy on the Wolf Creek cover was Robert Mitchum for a second. Kevin Sullivan, I think Wolf Creek is fantastic, and it's his first time Blu-ray in the U.S. Okay, well, there we go. See, we've got some defenders of these sets. And that's actually really cool. I didn't realize it was a first-time Blu-ray, so that's great. That's actually good. I am all for supporting first-time releases. I hate when movies get lost and they don't show up on physical media, so that's actually great. Griff just popped in. Welcome, Griff. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Film Watcher 96. Oh, God, take my word. Leatherface is the worst one in the Texas Chainsaw movies. So I'm wondering if that's what this is, if these were kind of the bottom of the barrel price-wise, if maybe Walmart got or Lionsgate, I guess, would be the ones that would pay for it. If they got these licenses for pretty cheap and they just wanted to pop these Steelbooks out with Walmart, maybe at a cheaper Steelbook, if the chat is to be believed, and they just wanted to pop these out. You know, Halloween, you gotta make your money somehow. Maybe that's what the goal was here. Carrie Witt, yeah, the original Spit on Your Grave is gnarly. The newer one here is equally gnarly but less compelling. I love horror, but none of these have me snagging them. Okay, so a horror fan right there doesn't want to pick any of these up. That's a little telling. But like I said, we've had a couple of people in the chat who are defending them, so. We're covering both sides here. We're riding the fence. Posty, Walmart thought they could sell those Steelbooks around Halloween by dressing them up a bit. Well, at least this is better than what they usually do. They usually just take the standard Blu-rays and just shove a new slipcover over top of it. A real generic Halloween slipcover over top of it and try to resell them, repackage them. That I'm not a fan of. This, at least, they put a little bit of work into. So I'll give them props where it's due. But yeah. People still talking about it, saying Leatherface is very, very bad. Oh, this is interesting. Bill and E, when I worked at Walmart up to 5 years ago now, the movies and music were low priority. There were times movies were displayed a week late. That I've definitely experienced. I'll go in like Tuesday or even Wednesday, maybe a couple days after. Still nothing. Still haven't put up the new stuff yet. So that's a bummer. That's a pain to try to figure out when you're supposed to go. I guess you have to kind of learn how your Walmart does things, I guess. Jeffrey E. Patron, if I saw them at a store, the Steelbooks, I pick them up and then put them back down. They don't really grab my interest. And also another thing I don't have here is the prices. I don't know. They're still on pre-order here on Blu-ray.com, so I have no idea what the price range is for these. If these were like $15, then they'd be cool, but they're not going to be. Nobody sells Steelbooks for that, not even on eBay. These are probably going to be like $25. They better not be $30. They can't be $30. No one's going to buy these for $30, but maybe if they're between $20 and $25, they'll get some. I'm sure they'll sell. Horror always sells. But yeah, that's what's coming out this week. But there are a couple other horror-related Steelbooks, including some Universal Monster stuff that we'll get to here in a minute. So, we got other stuff. If you're not jazzed about those, stick around. We're going to cover some more stuff here. We're going to go next to Kino Lorber, right here, Prime Cut 4K and Blu-ray. This is a combo pack. Right here, Kino Lorber, 1972 crime drama, crime thriller film. Only 88 minutes, starring this is about Marvin, an underworld enforcer sent to Kansas City to collect money from Hackman, a mysterious not Gene Hackman, just a guy named Hackman, a mysterious mobster who has no intention of paying up. Actually, it does star Gene Hackman. So I guess his name, I don't know if his name is Hackman in the movie or if they just called him Hackman in the synopsis, which is a little weird. But here he is, Gene Hackman and Lee Marvin. I guess they were just using their actor names. Kind of a weird poster, but there you go, Kino Lorber. It's probably the original poster, so they're kind of stuck with it. Together Their Murder is one of the best taglines I've ever heard. That's much better than the tagline for Death to Smoochy that we talked about earlier. But that's one of the Kino Lorber releases that's coming out. That's the 4K release, which is very cool. The other one here we'll jump to is Peril Distress and Soon the Darkness and Sudden Terror, two different films coming out, also in 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray combo pack from Kino Lorber. This is cool. Kino Lorber does this from time to time. I've seen a couple of them where they do these kind of double features, which is very cool. And I like how this looks. I like how they do the cross there, and it looks kind of like a little double feature you would see at a movie theater back in the day. Two terrifying thrillers by Robert Faust and John Hugh, and Soon the Darkness and Sudden Terror. Those look great. That's pretty cool. What time period are we talking about here? 1970s. So getting a little dirtier, little grungy 1970s horror films. Look to be a little like lower budget horror films from the 1970s. Those are interesting. Those seem pretty cool. And the kind of, I wonder if Kino Lorber did this on purpose, if they're also trying to get into, early spooky season here, if they're thinking people are going to pick these up in the next couple months. So that's actually interesting. I don't know I haven't seen those, but that is probably the most interesting thing we've talked about so far for me, besides The Last Unicorn. But yeah, those seem interesting. We've also got an Evil Dead 4K Steelbook coming out from Shout Factory. This is not related, and it's not exclusive to Walmart. It's just a standalone Evil Dead 4K, and this is not, excuse me, I should clarify, this is not the original Evil Dead, this is the 2013, so that's the story this week, is all these like remakes and reimaginings and prequels for horror films. That's what's coming out this week. So if you're a big reimagining horror fan, this is you got everything. You got all you could dream for right here. Steelbook Collector's Edition 4K Ultra HD of the 2013 version of Evil Dead. Retailing at $45. Steelbooks are going for $45 now. That's insane. But it's on sale right now for $35 on Amazon. Link in the description if you want to pick this one up. 2013 version of Evil Dead. Man, I can't believe that's 20. It feels like that just came out. 2013 already. But that's from Shout Factory. It's getting so confusing. We've got Lionsgate Steelbooks that you can get some places. Lionsgate Steelbooks you can only get at Walmart. Then we've got Shout Steelbooks that you can get everywhere. And then Shout Steelbooks you can only get at Walmart. Being a collector is a pain sometimes. But there you go. That one's available other places as well. Probably on the Shout website and Amazon, so you can get in both places there. And then we've got Red Eye getting a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital. So much 4K, by the way. Can I just say that? We've been seeing like a steady increase in the percentage of 4K that's coming out each week. It's the kind of fun thing to do. That's kind of a fun thing that you can track as we do this show. We're on episode like 38 now. We've been doing it for several months, and you can see the trends. You can notice the trends. We're doing this every single week, talking about every single release, and that's something I've noticed is I've been saying the word 4K way more lately. I have to say it a lot, but this is another 2005 film from Paramount Pictures, Red Eye from 2005, a psychological thriller. So yeah, you can see most of the stuff we're talking about, horror, thriller, psychological thriller, this kind of stuff. I feel like this is what we're going to be talking about for the next few months. So strap in, because I hope you like this kind of stuff. Rachel McAdams, Cillian Murphy, Red Eye, a psychological thriller on a plane. I'll be taking a red eye myself here in a couple weeks when I go to LA to experience, speaking of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, to experience the haunted houses at Universal Horror. What's it called? Universal... I can't even remember what it's called. I'm going to the Universal Horror Haunted House things with a friend of mine in LA, and I had to take a red eye from Atlanta to Dallas and then Dallas to LA. So it's going to be a crazy night, but it should be fun. We'll see how that goes. I hope I don't experience anything that happens in that movie from 2005. Next, we've got Bad Company. Limited edition, this says. Limited edition from Fun City Editions, a smaller label. Only has a few releases here. We've talked about them in the past, and we'll talk about them later on tonight as well. But this is their 1972 film, Western drama, Bad Company. Interesting. A God-fearing Ohio boy dodging the Civil War draft arrives in Jefferson City, where he joins up with a hardscrabble, that's a good word I don't use enough, a hardscrabble group of like runaways heading west. There you go. A little Western drama. I like the cover art on that. That's pretty cool. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Starring Jeff Bridges. The lesser of the two Bridge brothers, who have happened to be actors. You'll find the other Bridge brother in that cinematic classic Sidekicks, which I'm going to try to sneak into every single episode of this show. Check it out. The Return of the Living Dead is another Walmart exclusive steelbook, but it's going its own way. It doesn't look anything like the other ones. This is a Shout Factory steelbook. Like I said, super confusing. So this is a Shout Factory steelbook. It's not the Lionsgate Steelbook, but it's not available from Shout Factory or from Amazon. This is only available at Walmart, and it looks nothing like the Walmart exclusive Steelbooks. Are you still with me? Are you with me? We've got a lot to keep up with. This is a really weird print. I hope it doesn't look like that when you buy it, because it looks super like... There we go. There's some color. But for some reason, that other JPEG was super dull and like washed out. That looks pretty cool. When you add the pop of color there, it looks good. The Return of the Living Dead. 1985... like a gory, goofy horror sci-fi comedy. There you go. That looks more fun than some of the other prequels we talked about so far. 1985. There you go. Return of the Living Dead. Let's jump over into the regular chat, because I've been talking about that stuff. I'm going to talk a lot for a second. Let me go over and see what people are saying. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Yeah, people are saying a lot of things. Prime Cut is very odd, but I love it, says Posty. Kevin Smith says... Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith is here, everyone. Kevin House. I just read that Prime Cut was Sissy Spacek's first film. Oh, interesting. I love that he's also doing research while he's listening to me at the same time. Henry says, I hate those double features of the past. I liked Sudden Terror, but hate the cheap budget type double feature releases. Oh, okay. Interesting. 123 Rock fans here. Hey, DJ. Hope everyone's doing well. Well, I don't know if everyone's doing well. I'm doing well as I can be. Like I said, I am a little starting to be under the weather, but having fun talking about some goofy horror movies with you guys. Carrie Witt, Fade Alvarez, Evil Dead, very good actually, and timely with Romulus in theaters. The original Evil Dead 2013 Steelbook was infinitely cooler. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I wonder if they timed that release to match it in any way, or if that was just a coincidence. 123 Rock fan, Red Eye is such an underrated film. Film Watcher says, I got the normal slipcover version of Evil Dead 2013 from Scream Factory. Okay, so that was a Steelbook that already had an individual release. Dan Sten says, Red Eye, a good, straightforward, traditional thriller from Wes Craven that they only sold as a horror movie. Interesting. I guess that makes sense if it's from Wes Craven. Ethan Edwards says Red Eye is fun too. Okay, so lots of praise for Red Eyes. That's pretty cool. That's one of those ones that I thought could go either way. It looks kind of generic from the poster, but seems like everyone's liking it. Slipmaker, I thought this year's we'd finally get Creature from the Black Lagoon as a Universal Haunted House. Seemed like it was finally his year, but it's Bride of Frankenstein instead. Yes, thank you. So Universal, I only mentioned the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And Slipmaker, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but you follow like rides and Universal Studios and like Disney stuff very closely, so I think you're up to date on this. But yeah, Black Lagoon didn't get one, but it is Bride of Frankenstein, so that's kind of cool. Those are probably the two I'm most excited about. There's a couple other haunted houses too, like there's a Ghostbusters one and a Stranger Things one. Yeah, I'll enjoy those, I'm sure, but I'm more excited about the classic ones. Let's see. Dan's Den, Bad Company. Oh, yeah, Slipmaker is very, very excited about me heading out to Universal Studios to check out those haunted houses. He says you're going to have so much fun. I hope so. I hope it's going to be a blast. The friend of mine I'm with is huge into the haunted house stuff. He goes every single year to Universal Studios, and I'm hoping it's going to be a fun time watching him be scared of this. Internet user, I recommend checking out Bad Company. Great film. Cool. Well, it's cool that like that littler, smaller boutique label got, I don't even know if it's a boutique label, but they got their hands on Bad Company, which seems to be a good film. Trekopedia, which I don't recognize. Welcome to the stream. If this is your first stream, or at least your first time commenting, thank you so much. Welcome. I remember the Steelbooks last year at Walmart. Seems like the Firefly Family Trilogy one was the most popular here. Even when it was restocked, it sold out extremely quick. Oh, interesting. I don't remember that. I guess I wasn't going to Walmarts back then. We still had Best Buys back then. Can you believe that? We still had them. Dan's Den, Return to the Living Dead, excellent brains. Sorry, let me enunciate the comma there. Excellent brains. There we go. He wasn't commenting on the quality of the brains. Ethan Edwards, I love Return of the Living Dead. Trekopedia also loves Return of the Living Dead. So lots of people excited about that release. Let me know if you'll be picking up the Steelbook or if there's a better version. I don't know. That might be the first version of that. Carrie Witt, also a huge fan of Return of the Living Dead. Such a fun movie. Bailey Walsh. Ooh, I don't think I've been to the Universal Horror Nights. Thank you. Horror Nights, that's what I was trying to say. But was a period of time, end of high school, and a handful of years afterwards when I went to Knott's Scary Farm at least once every October. Let me know more about that, because that is something that my friend is also going to. He's going to that on Saturday, and then we're going to go to Haunted Horror Nights on the following day. I'm trying to decide if I want to go with him to Scary Farm or just go with him to Universal and then kind of spend Saturday exploring LA by myself a little bit, or meeting up with Connor, who you guys know from the channel. Connor lives in Portland, but his twin brother, lives in LA. So he might drive down and I might hang out with those guys in LA, kind of drive around, see what like used movie stores they have, maybe catch a movie at the New Beverly or something like that. So I'm thinking about maybe doing that on Saturday and then going to Halloween Horror Nights on Sunday, but maybe I'll do Scary Farm if it sounds cool. I actually don't know what it is. It's just like another haunted house farm thing that you stay at. Let's see. Lots of comments here. Let me get back. Let me talk about some new releases. It's been a while. All right. Next one up. Oh, this is a controversial one. Not like bad controversial. Just like some people like this and a lot of people hated it. Let Him Go is getting a 4K Blu-ray and digital combo pack. Oh no, this is not what I'm thinking of. Excuse me. I saw Kevin Costner's face, and I saw a generic kind of Western drama looking poster, and I made some assumptions, and I apologize. This is not the new one that he just made. That is kind of controversial. This is 2020. Let Him Go. A 4K release. There you go. It's just a standard case. Ooh, is that Diane Lane and Kevin Costner? Interesting. Very short synopsis on this one, so I'll go ahead and read it. A retired sheriff and his wife, grieving over the death of their son, set out to find their only grandson. Oh, little trek to find a little baby. I mean, he's probably not a baby anymore. But there you go. 2020, Let Him Go. Is that a great film or not? I haven't. Thomas Bazooka. That's probably not how you pronounce his name. But that's getting a 4K release. See what I'm saying? Everything's getting a 4K release. We've also got The China Syndrome coming out from Sony Pictures. 1979 drama and another thriller. Look at that. Look at those 70s hair. Look at that. Today, only a handful of people know what it means. Soon, you will know. I like this little logo here. It's got the little... Look at that. That's pretty cool. The China Syndrome. Coming out, 1979 film from Sony Pictures. Sony Pictures, we don't talk about Sony as much as we should on this show, but they dabble. They drop something at least every other week, and that's coming out this week. We already talked about Last Unicorn. Next up is The Apartment. Not the, it's also from Kino Lorber, but it's not the original 60s Apartment. It is the 1996 Les Appartements. Is this a remake, or is this just a movie that shares the same name? It's French, so it could be just completely unrelated. This is from the Kino Classics line, which I'm a big fan of. Interesting that they're releasing a 1996 movie from that line. I guess that qualifies as a classic already. Max is on his way to Tokyo. He lives in Paris and likes to flirt, but has decided to get married. But Chancey seems to have seen Lisa. Okay, it's interesting. Sounds similar, but I don't know if it's a direct adaptation. But there you go. The Apartment is getting a Blu-ray release from Kino Lorber, 1996 film, and you can get that at Amazon right now for only $20. Good on Kino Lorber for keeping up the Kino Classics line. I support that. I don't own as many as I should. I need to get more of those. I need to get more Kino Lorber in general. I'm very behind on my Kino Lorber. Next sale that they do, I'm gonna have to jump on that. What else do we got here? We've got another version of Bad Company. This is the standard edition, also from Fun City Editions. So we talked about the limited edition earlier. It had different artwork. This one also has pretty cool artwork, actually. Look at that. But it's probably in just a standard case, no slipcover on this one. Bad Company, it's again Western drama from 1972. There's the other version down there. So two different versions. So Fun City Editions I might have to look into. It seems like they're doing good stuff. Putting out multiple versions. And we're getting down to it. Look at this. Not a lot to talk about this week, so we might have some time for some chat afterwards. Probably a good thing for my voice, but let me go back and see what people are saying over here. Let's see. Let me slide back a little bit. 123 Rock Fan, Return of the Living Dead embarrassed me so much when I watched it with my ultra-conservative relatives, LOL. Some gratuitous nudity. Oh, thanks for the warning there. I won't watch that one with the parents. Slipmaker, I'm a huge theme park guy, and especially Horror Nights. Don't sleep on the original non-IP houses, Monsters of Latin America and Death Valley. They are usually some of the best and with shorter lines. Awesome. I love to have people in here that are specialists in certain areas. I'm going to have to hit me up on Instagram and give me your tips, because this is my first time going to Halloween Horror Nights all the way over in LA. Trichopedia, thanks, man. I was here a few weeks ago talking about Pokemon the First Movie with you, but wasn't talking too much. Okay. I think I might remember that. But yeah, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a good time, and feel free to ask or bring up anything you want to. We talk about anything. No rules. Well, there's some rules. I'm not going to answer anything, but anything related to physical media is on the table. Griff Redux, standard 4K from Scream Factory for Return of the Living Dead. This steel is nice, though, for those that don't already have it. Yeah, it's a pretty cool, for a re-release, it looks pretty cool. I have no complaints about it. Slipmaker, if you're going to the first Sunday opening weekend, I'll be there. What? That would be crazy if I met Slipmaker. I don't know when I don't know if I'm going to the first weekend or not. I'm going September 29th or 30th. I'm flying out there September 28th, and then I'm going to be there September 30th is the Sunday, I think. So that's the weekend. So let me know if you're going to be there, and maybe I'll run into you. That'd be awesome. Carol Carrie Witt says, Ma and Pa Kent in Let Him Go. Yeah, I was going to make a joke like that, but I couldn't think of anything. So thanks for doing that. Dan's Den, Let Him Go. Leslie Manville gives a killer performance. Rest of the movie is fine. So there's Dan's Den's short and sweet review of that film. China Syndrome is good, and yes, the logo type was fun. Yeah, I agree with that. I think it looks pretty cool. The China Syndrome should have gotten a 4K. That's always the problem. You never know. You never know what's going to get a 4K or not. Criterion, though, like we've been talking about lately, 4Ks across the board. Is that going to keep going? Or is that just a special thing for the November releases? Time will tell. Trekopedia is shocked we didn't see a Phantasm 4K release this year, with it being the 45th anniversary. Ooh. Those anniversaries, you never know. Sometimes they hit them and sometimes they don't. There's like an 85th anniversary of, there was one coming out this year that people thought, was it Gone with the Wind? Having like a really, really big anniversary and nothing. Still nothing. People still upset about that one. Josh Noel, you pronounced Thomas Bazooka correctly. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad I didn't butcher his name. He directed my favorite holiday movie, The Family Stone. I've seen The Family Stone. That's actually one that my wife, Grace, loves, and she grew up watching. I don't know if she grew up, but she watched it when it came out, and she likes to watch that one every year. I've seen it with her. It's pretty cool. It's pretty good. I didn't see that one until she showed it to me. Trekopedia again, FLCL is getting a Blu-ray for that first season, being a long time coming. I love that show and fond memories watching it on Adult Swim. And then Posty says Fun City editions have excellent slipcovers. I think they must use the same people Vincent do. That makes sense. There's a lot of companies that do that. Def Crocodile used to do it, and a lot of the partner labels and sub-labels of Vincent use those same kind of slipcovers. They are the best. You're absolutely right. Those are the highest quality slipcovers. They look great. And that's really cool that Fun City uses the same ones. I'll have to check them out. I'll have to look through their catalog and see if they have anything that I'm dying to grab. Another big one here. Before we get to that big one here, we'll talk about Not a Pretty Picture from Criterion. Can't believe it. Criterion's releases are this far down on the list. What is that about? Maybe it's because they're documentaries. Maybe people don't like documentaries. But this is a 1976 documentary from Criterion, Not a Pretty Picture, coming out this week. Look at that. I remember this month people being a little disappointed with this month. I don't know what the actual full consensus was, but when I was looking at the posts that Criterion was making on the socials, I saw a lot of people whining and complaining about this month. So maybe that's why these ones are so far down. Maybe people not excited about these releases. But you can get that one, $28 right now on Amazon. But of course, I recommend supporting Criterion directly if you can, if you have the means. And then there's another Criterion. Is there another? Is that just it? That might be the only one this week. I know we got some more to talk about next week, including some of the Albert Brooks movies that people were excited about. But next up, we've got Beetlejuice. Now, this is a blind spot for me that I'm going to rectify this year. Beetlejuice getting a 4K release. I've never seen Beetlejuice. Tim Burton is kind of a director. He's kind of his whole filmography is a blind spot for me. I love Big Fish. I've seen Big Fish. I've seen the Batman movies, but I'm trying to get caught up on some Tim Burton. Maybe I'll watch this for Halloween this year, and then maybe I'll watch Edward Scissorhands for Christmas. That could be good. I'm also thinking about maybe watching Batman Returns this year for Christmas, because I don't think I've ever done that. But Beetlejuice 4K Steelbook, little re-release here to tie in with the sequel coming out soon. I'm going to try to watch this October for the first time, or sometime before the sequel comes out, because I've never seen it, and this is probably one of his better ones, at least one of his better remembered ones. Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice. It got kind of, I don't know about this artwork. This artwork is, It's all right. It's all right. They get a nice purple spine at least. That's kind of cool. But you got a Beetlejuice Steelbook. This is a popular one that they'll probably sell pretty well for Halloween, for spooky season. But there you go, Beetlejuice 1988. Everybody knows what Beetlejuice is. Sequel's coming out, and there's a Steelbook. And then speaking of that, another sequel that's coming out around the same time, we're getting another Steelbook for. This is Warner Brothers Walmart exclusive Steelbook for Joker. There you go. Just that early poster for Joker on the Steelbook. And the logo's cool for Joker. I like the type treatment they did on that. But there you go. Everybody knows what Joker is as well. Another one that I've never seen. These are kind of the double feature that I'm going to do this year. Right before these two sequels come out, I got to watch the originals, because both of those are movies that, divisive. Joker's very divisive, but those are both movies that people have been telling me I should check out for a long time. The Beetlejuice one is not exclusive to Walmart, but the Joker one is exclusive. Again, all over the place with the rules this week. No rhyme or reason, but Beetlejuice and Joker, Very popular films getting re-releases on Steelbook. Then we've got Tremors 7-movie collection. Holy smokes, 7 movies. So if the Tremors releases from Arrow, the Tremors 1 and Tremors 2 weren't enough for you, you need more Tremors in your life? Here is 5 more Tremors. All 7 of them, 1990 to 2020. See if we can get the front here. Terrible artwork. I mean, that's fine. That's just a standard poster, but like they just literally say Tremors 7-movie collection there on the front. You get them on digital. You get them on Blu-ray. Kind of cool. Let's see what no, there it is. There it is. No, nothing fancy. No slip. This is quantity over quality, my friend. You don't get any kind of bells and whistles, but you get all the movies for a cheap price. Well, I say a cheap price. Not even a cheap price. For $45, $35 on sale. There you go. Is anybody excited about all those other Tremors movies? That's a lot of Tremors. That's coming out this week as well. And then we're going to get into those Universal Monsters movies, which I promised you. But let me see what people are saying about Tim Burton and Tremors. Let's see. Trekopedia, you brought up Criterion with Fox the other night in a video. I'd love to see them get the rights to Big Trouble in Little China. That movie is sorely late when it comes to a 4K. Thank you so much for bringing up that video, and thank you guys so much for the response to that video. I was not expecting that to do so well. You guys were very cool, and a lot of comments in there. I've been reading the comments. It's hard to reply to all of them because I'm preparing for the next thing already, but I'm going to try to reply to more of those because there were some cool thoughts and stuff brought up in those comments that I didn't mention in the video. I feel like I want to make another video now. I feel like every time I make a video lately, a discussion topic, people bring up things that I didn't mention. I want to make another one. So that may continue. The box sets video that I did the other day also was a fun one. That might have a third part to it coming out soon. I've got more thoughts that I'd like to talk to you guys about. But yeah, thanks for the discussion in that comment section. It was fun. Next up, what do we got here? Internet user, I think the August releases for Criterion are generally more low-key. That makes sense. It's kind of an in-between the sales and right before the holidays. Slip maker Ed Wood should be a high priority when it comes to Burton. Yes, I've heard that one's great as well. I've heard that from some people that's their favorite Tim Burton film. 123 Rock fan, I don't get the love for Tremors. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there is love for Tremors. We'll see if people are excited about that box set. But I know people love the first one at least, and the sequel. Posty also says Tremors isn't my thing, but 7 movies for $36 is awesome. Maybe. It depends on the movies. I can think of 7 movies that I would not want to pay $36 for. Kevin House, I really like Burton's Sleepy Hollow, although I think the number of beheadings is a bit gratuitous. Not a sentence I hear every day. And I second the comments about Ed Wood. Yes, Ed Wood. Burton up to Planet of the Apes remake is mostly hit then miss, but starting with Apes, he went downhill for me personally. Also, you need Beetlejuice, Ed Wood. Dude, I've actually seen his Planet of the Apes. I know. I saw whenever I was in like high school and I saw the first Planet of the Apes, I was like, oh, this is amazing. So I started watching the other ones, and then I watched Tim Burton's, and it immediately killed any enthusiasm I had for watching more of them. But then, of course, the new trilogy came out, and it's amazing. I love the trilogy, and I still haven't seen the fourth one, though. Let me know what that one is. How's the fourth one? Is it good? Is it worth seeing? I missed it in the theater. I'll probably have to see it, catch it on home video. But I'm going to check it out. I'm curious. I'm curious enough to check it out. Trekopedia loves Tremors because he grew up with it, so it may be something like that. Okay, so nostalgia. Nostalgia works for that. Bailey Walsh, sorry, took me a while to figure out wording. Not Scary Farm is mostly a lot of themed mazes. Okay, actors in costumes going around scaring people. Some rides and attractions open, performing skits. Okay, so it's a little theme park. I gotcha. Carrie Witt, I have love for the first Tremors, not so much for Tremors 2 through 7. But you have seen them. Okay. At least you committed and went all the way through. There was also a Tremors TV show. Man, Tremors got around. I didn't know there was so much Tremors content. Swifty Police, I prefer Eric the actor over Beetlejuice. Fourth Apes is great. Okay, cool. We'll have to check it out. I was curious, but like I said, I just didn't get to the theater. Hard to get to the theater these days. Bryce Barnes, Mars Attacks is criminally neglected when it comes to 4K and supplements. Yeah, where the heck is the Arrow release of Mars Attacks? And what did you mention earlier? Some Trekopedia mentioned something earlier that he wanted to come to Criterion, and I totally forgot to talk about it. But he mentioned, bring that up again, Trekopedia, because you mentioned something that you wanted. Oh, Big Trouble Little China. Thank you. You said you wanted a 4K of that. Maybe not Criterion, but I could totally see that coming to Arrow. Like that seems like a perf. Why is that not Why does that not happen? That seems like a perfect Arrow release. Maybe the rights, maybe Disney doesn't want to go with Arrow. I don't know. I think they should because I think Big Trouble fits better in Arrow, as does, what did we just talk about? Mars Attacks. Could you imagine? Could you imagine a big limited edition, like slip box edition of Mars Attacks with some cool artwork? That would be great. I'd buy that. I remember watching Mars Attacks way too young at my friend's house. My friend Wes, shout out to Wes, Erie, Pennsylvania. That's where I used to live. That's where I was born. His dad was really cool. And his dad is kind of the reason I'm into a lot of stuff. Like his dad got me into Dragonheart as a kid, which forever... Well, I don't know if that was the start of it, but that's a big reason why I love sword and sorcery and fantasy to this day. He also showed me like a lot of, he was a big comic book fan and a lot of comic book movies. I was already into like superheroes and stuff, but I watched a lot of that stuff over there. I remember he took me to see the second, what was this? The second Tomb Raider movie. Very formative, that side boob shot for young DJ. I remember specifically that my friend Wes... His dad made him smuggle in a whole bag of popped popcorn into his jacket because it's Erie, Pennsylvania. It's freezing. It's always cold. So everyone's got jackets on. So not only did they sneak in like some candy, but he smuggled it. And we were like, that. I moved away when I was like 9. So that I must have been like 7. So he had like a 7-year-old or 8-year-old walking in with this gigantic popped popcorn, full bag of it. Probably smelled horrendous. I mean, everyone had to know, but nobody cares. So yeah, I remember, I have some fond memories of hanging out with Wes and his dad. His dad was super cool. He used to do like these, nobody cares about this. I'm going off on a tangent, but he also took me to like see Jurassic Park 3 in the theater, which traumatized me as a kid. God, the scene where with the pterodactyls and the scene where like the plane is coming at him and the T-Rex eats him right before the plane hits him and blood splatters all over the window. Whew. Oh man. Good times. Good times. 123 Rock fan. The inclusion of Glend or Glenda in Ed Wood is so great. Trekopedia. Would you ever consider doing a favorite animes you have on DVD and Blu-ray video? Probably not, because that video would be like 4 minutes long. I don't even think I have any. I mean, I don't know if I own any. I own some Studio Ghibli films, which I love, but I don't think those count as animes. And like that's like a foreign land, literally a foreign land to me. I never grew up with anime. I'm like the right age for it. I don't know what happened. All the people like my age are super into anime these days, but I missed it. It totally missed me for some reason. Maybe I was in the theater with popcorn watching Tomb Raider. 123 Rock fan. I love The Fourth Apes. Great story and themes. Cool. So 2 recommendations for Apes. Baloney. There should be a boutique label for releasing classic TV series sets like Adventures in Paradise. Dude, TV gets overlooked. I think Imprint does a lot of that stuff. Umbrella puts out some cool stuff. Kino Lorber puts out some classic TV shows. I just bought a classic TV from someone in Australia. In one of the groups, there was a guy selling a lot of Imprint stuff for a pretty decent price. And I had to pay like, it costs a lot to get it shipped over here, but the prices were so good. I finally picked up a box set that I've wanted for a long time. It's the Odd Couple 1 and 2 box set that also includes the entire series of the TV show. So all Odd Couple in one Imprint box set. I bought that from just yesterday from a guy, and he's going to send that out to me. So I should be opening that pretty soon. Excited about that because that's the box set I've wanted for a long time. I've seen it all over YouTube. A lot of people have that box set. It's pretty nice. And there's an old TV show that has a nice Blu-ray set from Imprint. So yeah, more of that, please. I think you're spot on with that. Slipmaker, if you're continuing the musical kick, Burton Sweeney Todd is pretty good. I've seen that. I actually like that one quite a bit, actually. Using his regular actors as the leads wasn't the best casting, but the songs are spectacular. Yeah. I could have done without... I didn't hate either of the leads on that one, but yeah, it's kind of the same guys every time. But yeah, I enjoyed that one. That's a good one. And I that might be a one I'll revisit in October. It's a good October watch. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just having a good time talking to you guys over here. Let me finish up. We'll finish up the new releases, and then I'll jump back and talk to you guys in a second, because we're almost done here. We'll do this for the replay, folks. Dracula getting a 4K. So they've been kind of dipping in and doing a couple of these each year. They've been kind of being patient with these. You'd think they'd drop them all at once, but I remember last year, did we have Creature from the Black Lagoon last year? I think that was the one. I'm just waiting for Invisible Man. That's all I care about. That's the only one I need in 4K is Invisible Man, because it's great. It's my favorite. My favorite one of the box set. I'm good keeping my standard Blu-ray box set back there for the rest of them, but I really need Invisible Man. This is Dracula Classic. Here you go. Look at that. That's the artwork on the Steelbook. Limited edition Steelbook, 4K Blu-ray and digital code, all 3 formats. What's the price on this? Oh, this is not showing me a price yet. It's not available. I wonder if this is exclusive to somewhere. But anyway, that is the artwork. Everybody knows what Dracula is. It's the original 1931 version. I don't know if this includes it probably does. Most versions do include the Spanish language alternate version, but there you go. It's pretty cool. Nice little collage. Photos from the film. If you love these films and you need it in 4K, I imagine 4K would boost the blacks a little bit, make it a little crisper. Black and white movies look great in 4K. Obviously, these are much older. These are 30s films. We've also got Frankenstein. So the 2 big ones, the 2 first ones. It's weird that we took so long to get to these 2. These are the first 2. But yeah, 1931, Frankenstein and Dracula, getting a combo pack for both. This one, for some reason, it doesn't say digital code, but I'm assuming it's the same. I'm assuming it's all 3 formats. But there you go, Frankenstein and Dracula getting 4K Steelbooks. So if you're not into the 2010s reimagining Steelbooks that Walmart has, they got you covered with some classics as well. You got both of those coming out. I'm assuming Walmart will have them because they had the last year's ones. But you can probably also get them other places as well. And I think that's it. I think we've covered everything. You got some Blu-ray versions of the Kino Lorber releases, but we already talked about the 4Ks, so no real reason for that. Oh, here we go. Let's talk about this one more release here. This is the Walmart exclusive. This is the name of the game this night is all about Walmart exclusive Steelbooks. And we've got Tremors 7-movie collection. Why is this so far down the list? You think this would be higher? Here you go. Tremors 7-movie collection. See, this looks much better. This is much better than the standard edition, but it's probably much more too. Limited edition glow-in-the-dark Steelbook. So you got a gimmick, but it's fine. It looks cool. 7-movie collection from Tremors from Universal Studios, and it's a Walmart exclusive Steelbook. No price on there yet. Price is not even listing. So I'm sure it's if the standard edition was $45 retail, I don't know what the Steelbook's going to be, but it looks better. I like that version better. If I were to buy those, which I don't know if I will, but if I were, 7 movies, all in one Steelbook. Is it a fat Steelbook or are the discs just all stacked on top of each other? So many questions that I don't have answers to. Sorry, I wish I had more answers for you, but that is coming out as well. 2 different ways to buy Tremors, 2 different ways to buy Last Unicorn. Lots of stuff coming out this week. Let me know what you're most excited about. We'll finish up with that in the chat. Since someone did put in a super chat, Gus, and asked me what I'm most excited about for picking up this week, I gotta say, Last Unicorn, 4K, either version. Honestly, I don't know which one I'm more excited about. If I see the Steelbook at Walmart, I might pick it up, but I might also settle for the standard. The standard looks fine to me, and it's got kind of the Shout Factory standard case. I have a couple of those, and they kind of go well with also the Severin standard black cases, so it'll look fine in the collection. I don't need the Steelbook, but I might get the Steelbook. But that's the biggest one I'm excited about. Like I said, Joker and Beetlejuice I'm excited about, but I already have other ways to watch those in 4K, so I don't need to pick up the Steelbooks. So yeah, that might be it for me. I haven't heard anything about the Criterion documentary, but maybe that's worth picking up. My friend John, who's been on the channel already several times, who's my big Criterion guy, I talked to him about Criterion. He's trying to get me to do Doctober this year, which is watching nothing but documentaries in October. And I told him I'm already married to the Spooktober idea. I do that every year here on the channel, and I've already made my list. Actually, just today I made my Spooktober list. Got a lot of boutique stuff on there that I haven't watched. I've been waiting to watch until October. So I'll be doing the standard Spooktober video here on the channel like I always do, sharing what I'm going to plan to watch. But John will be watching documentaries, and hopefully he checks out this new one, Not a Pretty Picture, and I can find out whether it's worth picking up or not. But yeah, let me know what you guys are going to be watching in October. We'll talk about it in the next couple videos. We don't need to get into that yet, but it's right around the corner. It'll be here before you know it. Spooky season, always a fun time here on the channel, and I have a good time doing it. Baloney, Big Trouble in Little China is a Fox title. Okay, yeah. I got that from your last message. But yeah, I just wish they would get an Arrow release. It just seems like a good fit for Arrow. Slipmaker, the first time I saw Aliens was with my friend's parents, but unbeknownst to me, it was one of those infamous illegal edited to be PG for Mormons version, so I forever forgot what actually happens. Wow, you lucked out there. How the world did you get your hands on a Mormon version? That's crazy. Trickopedia, Carrie, Fox got the rights back to Big Trouble in Little China back recently from Shout Factory. Okay, so they're bouncing all over the place. Shout Factory is also another good fit for them, but I think Arrow would be cool. Let's see. 123 Rock Fan, I hope the Spanish and the chat just jumped up. Hate it when that happens. Hope the Spanish Dracula is in the special features. I'm assuming it is. It's usually included on most versions. It's usually on the same disc. Ethan Edwards, Dracula is one of my least favorites. So stagey. Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein are so much better. Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard a lot of people can't get into Dracula. That was the first one I watched, and probably a mistake. I probably shouldn't have started with that one. But yeah, it was a little rough. But you gotta, it's the first. It's the classic. You gotta pay homage to it. Carrie Witt, love the Alex Ross art on that Frankenstein. Oh, I didn't realize that's who it was. That's really cool. Yeah, the artwork looks great, especially the Frankenstein one. I would agree with you there. Patrick Craig, hey, welcome. My copy of The Last Unicorn should be arriving tomorrow. Patrick, I got to talk to you, man, because I am trying to collect. I've got so many of the original Deaf Crocodile run. Since they've switched now, and they've gone with a different distributor, and their packaging has changed. That original Deaf Crocodile run, I'm getting closer and closer to having a complete collection of it. There's only 7 films in that original run that I need, and I'm strongly considering trying to collect them all. I just bought 3 more from a seller in one of the groups, one of the physical media groups, over the weekend, including the box set. What is it called? The Mind-Bending Trilogy box set. So I got those 3. I got Cat City in that collection as well. And then I also got, what was the third one I bought? I can't remember. I'm buying a lot of things recently, but I can't wait to share those with you. Those Deaf Crocodile titles should be coming in the mail soon, so I'm close. I'm close to having a complete collection of all those LEs. So Patrick Craig, I know you're another big Deaf Crocodile fan, so let me know. Let me know which one of those are worth picking up. And I'm thinking about jumping on the new releases as well. They're putting out some of those. I think they've only put out 1 so far, but a couple are up for pre-order, so I'm trying to keep up to date on Deaf Crocodile. Probably my favorite label right now besides Criterion, because I just love the uniqueness of the stuff they're putting out. And it's great. The quality is great. Ethan Edwards, only the first Tremors was a theatrical film? Okay, that makes sense then. Ethan says, I love documentaries, but October is definitely horror month. Yeah, right? I don't know what John's talking about. That's so weird. But he's not a big horror guy, so it makes sense. I told him that he's welcome to come over and watch any of my Spooktober list with me. I sent it to him earlier today. It's mostly like Todd Slaughter stuff. I got to get through that box set and the creatures from the, what is it? Atomic Age, like that Arrow horror set as well. So there's some stuff from some box sets I've bought that I've been waiting till October to watch. So I'm hoping to get through those. Maybe John will join me for some of those. Carrie, hey DJ, do you know the French boutique label Carlotta Film? Paris, Texas, Ultra Collector's Box. Looks very awesome. Comes in a killer package, 4K blue, 200-page book, and slipcase. No, I don't. I'm not familiar with this, but someone sent this to me on Instagram either this morning or yesterday. I just saw it this morning. They shared this with me. It said it would look right up my alley. I haven't looked into it yet, but I want to check that out. Sounds like an awesome set. I know a lot of labels are getting that 4K. I think was it Eureka that just put out an also 4K of Paris, Texas? Everybody's trying to get ahead of Criterion. Criterion's taking forever to get their release out, but everybody else is putting out their release ahead. Maybe I'll pick that up. I'll have to look it up. Carlotta Films. I'm not familiar, but it says number 28. So they've been around for a while. They're putting out a lot of stuff. Don't get me addicted to another label. Please, Carrie, don't do that. Bryce Barnes, Last Unicorn gets love, but no Flight of the Dragons. Yes, dude. Well, Flight of the Dragons has. You don't know about this? Hold on. I don't usually do this, but I'm going to slide over here. It does, my friend. It does. Flight of the Dragons has a Warner Archive Collection release on Blu-ray. Not 4K, so, not as cool as The Last Unicorn 4K, but this is cool, man. This is good. I just watched this recently. Flight of the Dragons, another kind of Rankin and Bass production. Only one tiny little television special feature on here, so not great. Warner Archive is usually pretty bare bones, but at least you got it in 1080p, high definition. Flight of the Dragons, fun movie, really fun. It's kind of got that gimmick that I don't love that most fantasy honestly is, where it's like portal fantasy, where you got like a normal guy in the real world and in your time, and then he goes into the fantasy world, and then we have to see everything through his eyes the whole time. Kind of your eyes in, literal eyes in character, but it's still good. It's still pretty cool. Love the animation style. It's great. Just watched that earlier this year. That was an Easter present that I got for one of my kids. So yeah, Flight of the Dragons. Check it out. It's got a Blu-ray. Maybe a 4K someday. I kind of doubt it though. Evil Wax, hi DJ, joining late tonight. Welcome to the stream. We're just closing up. Let us know if you want to talk about anything in particular. We've already covered all the new releases. We're just chatting. We're just chatting about physical media. Bailey says, I'm also already making an October spooky season watch list. Many titles that I've bought this year in these endless sales, but haven't watched yet. I do the exact same thing. I buy things that I know I'm going to watch in October, and then I have to wait because I don't want to watch Todd Slaughter movies in like January. Why did they release that in January? Same thing with a couple of the other box sets I've been buying. So yeah, I'm waiting patiently until October, and then I'm going to check them all out. It's a big list, but some of them are really short. Like those atomic horror movies are super short, and then the Todd Slaughter stuff is super short as well. So I should be able to knock out quite a few of them. Josh Knoll says October is spooky time. No place for documentaries for those 31 days. Yeah, sorry, John. I didn't mean to get everyone to gang up on you, but it has a cool name. Doctober, solid name. That'll get you some places. Kevin House, I'm still looking forward to hearing what you think of The Uninvited. That's on the list, Kevin. That is on the list. Don't worry. One of my favorite films. I believe you're planning to watch it this fall. I am. You're right. You're right on track. You're ahead of me. That's on the list. I will definitely be getting to that one this year. Last year, we kind of got overrun with the pre-code horror films on the Criterion channel, so I didn't get to as much as I wanted to. But this year, for sure, checking out Uninvited. And was it Umbrella or Imprint? One of the Australia labels just put out a really nice set of The Uninvited, Kevin. So if it's one of your favorite films of all time, maybe check out that set. It's pretty cool. It's a nice box set. It looks good. Dan's Den says he's been rewatching a number of 90s childhood wish fulfillment, Home Alone style clones as part of a video project. Three Ninjas, excellent. Blank Check, wonderful. Camp Nowhere, First Kid, man, these are bangers. All these are bangers. And Richie Rich, etc. Dude, I have not seen Camp Nowhere, but Three Ninjas, Blank Check, First Kid, heavy rotation in the Martinez household circa 1997. Man, that back in Erie, Pennsylvania, when I'm watching Tomb Raider with Wes and smuggling popcorn, I'm also watching. See, Blank Check I didn't have. I just rented it a couple times, so I'm not as familiar with that one. I remember the big like trampoline, like sumo wrestler suit scene and like all the stuff he buys, but haven't seen that one as much. But First Kid had on VHS all the Three Ninjas we had that we like stole from some video store at the time. And yeah, First Kid, fantastic, man. Sinbad, you got Sinbad? Oh, it's great. I could quote so much of that movie, but I probably won't because it would probably come off as pretty offensive. And what a horrific third act that movie has. Jeez Louise, that First Kid, it ends on a downer, man. It gets real dark. It starts out really fun. It gets real dark. Jeffrey Patron, what about nothing but Dr. Dolittle movies for Doctober? That would be hard to do. I don't know if there's that many Dr. Dolittle movies. I love the original, or not the original, but the 60s Dr. Dolittle film, the musical. Watched that this year in Musical May for the first time, and it was fun. And I've also seen the original, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight, hamster Dr. Dolittle movie. Saw that too young, I think. I think it was PG-13, and I saw it again. You know, what happens in Erie, Pennsylvania stays in Erie, Pennsylvania. I should not have seen Dr. Dolittle probably, but I watched it at my cousin Michael Martin's house. And he didn't have a lot of movies. He had maybe like a normal person who has like just a little like 10 movies underneath the TV in the cabinet, you know. We had like a big old shelf of them, but he just had, just a handful. One of them was that, Dr. Dolittle. He also had George of the Jungle. Don't know why, but he had that. 8 Mile was one of them. Man, he had a weird selection. But one of them was Dr. Dolittle. So I've seen that. I don't know if I'd want to rewatch that in October though. But good idea, Jeffrey. I like what you're doing. Keep it coming. Posty Clean Flicks is a good documentary about the old Mormon Hollywood movie edit business. See, I didn't even know that was a thing until someone just mentioned it a little bit. I knew there was like edited down movies for like Christian groups, but I didn't know the Mormons had their own It's so weird to me. It's so weird to me. But I don't like censorship. Patrick Craig, nice. I do have all of the Vincent run of Deaf Crocodile, but I haven't gotten any of them from Diabolique yet. I will. Same. I really want to get, what is it? The new Hunt one that just came out. I want to check that one out. And they're also putting out like an animated cat movie that's coming out soon. It's open, or it's coming to pre-order soon. So yeah, I want to check those out. I got to wait for my next check to come in before I can buy any more Deaf Crocodile stuff. But I'm hoping to get that original run, man. Bailey, my Alexander Petrushko set arrived today from the Kickstarter. I got the filled box. Dang it. Dang you, Bailey. I'm still waiting for my box. I got the email from Kickstarter. Apparently my box, my tier is the last one they're shipping out. So you got the full box. Amazing. So happy for you. I already had the films individually, so I didn't need the full box. So I just bought the box set and the new one. There's like a fourth one coming out. And they said that tier with the box set and the fourth movie is the last one they're going to be shipping out. So mine hasn't even shipped yet. So I'm way behind. I'm so jealous. I'm seeing all the other people getting their boxes and sharing photos and stuff. But I'm just a sad boy over here waiting for my stuff to ship. Patrick Craig says, I will definitely be pre-ordering Felidae. That's the one I was talking about, the animated one. Super excited for more weird animated films. Yeah, man, I just watched, what's the animated one that I just watched? Benny's Bathtub. Crazy. I wish it was longer. It's only like 40 minutes or something. But there's some other like episodes of a TV show on there. That's pretty cool. Like a children's show that I watched with my kids. So that's cool. At least they filled out the set with some other special features. But the main one, Benny's Bathtub, is a weird, psychedelic, fun animated movie, especially the octopus scene. Whew! That was trippy. That was awesome. Eva Wax had a pleasant surprise today. Doorbell rang this morning. Somebody in my complex who said, received package of mine in their mailbox. It was the Heathers 4K release from Arrow that never arrived. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's cool. Well, at least they brought it to you instead of like shipping it back. Usually if, like, it's happened a couple times where Grace has like used an old eBay account and it's sent it to like an old address, and they usually just ship it right back, and we have to like coordinate with the seller. That happened with speaking of Deaf Crocodile, it happened with my Pied Piper Kickstarter exclusive slipcover that I got for Christmas from Grace, and she sent it to the wrong house, and we were like, no, and we went to the house and like talked to them, and they said, sorry, we already shipped it back. So luckily she was able to coordinate with the seller and they sent it back to us. But man, I was sad for a minute. I thought I was going to miss out on that. Zeta Generous. DJ, do you have the unknown man from Shandigor from Deaf Crocodile? Live action black and white made in the 60s. Would definitely part with it if you wanted to expand your collection. No, I don't. Hit me up on Instagram. I would definitely love to purchase that from you. If you want to, if you're not trying to gouge me. But that's spy number 1, I think. I think that's the first one. So yeah, I'd love to get my hands on that one. Films by Color, Instagram.com. maybe I can send some PayPal money your way. Bryce Barnes, what? I've been missing that forever. Thanks for showing me. I don't know what you're talking about, but you're welcome. Let's see. Dan's Den, The Last Dragon, has a really good voice cast too. John Ritter, James Earl. Wow, we're just now getting caught up to The Last Dragon. Interesting. Are you talking about The Flight of the Dragons, or are you talking about The Last Dragon? Because The Last Dragon is an amazing movie that I really want to get my hands on. Has anybody seen The Last Dragon? That is, I love if this is a typo. I think it is, because it's not an animated film, and you said voice cast. But The Last Dragon is amazing. I'm trying to get the blu-ray.com page, because I got to show you guys this Steelbook. This is on my wish list on Amazon, and I really want to get this one, but I just haven't committed to it yet. Mostly because I don't know if anyone's going to watch it with me. I have these movies, like, again, cinematic classic sidekicks. Check it out. Tell your friends. I have these movies that I grew up with. Dragonheart, also a classic, that nobody wants to watch with me, including my wife. But this is amazing. This is a movie that my parents showed me. Again, probably too young, but anything with martial arts in it. My parents are martial arts instructors, and they've always had a studio. And anything with martial arts in it, Three Ninjas, like came up earlier. I was watching. We were watching this as a family. Sidekicks, again, classic. This is amazing. The Last Dragon, Bruce Leroy, bullets with his teeth. This is the best. And they came out with a Steelbook, and it looks terrible. The artwork on the Steelbook, I guess it's reminiscent of the film. Not great, but this is a wonderful, fun movie. and I can't wait to get my hands on this Steelbook. It's a little old now. I think it's been out for a while. Came out September 19th, 2023. Yeah, so it's been out for almost a year. But if you haven't seen Last Dragon, check it out. It is spectacular. And I'm glad that Dan Sten accidentally brought that up because I want to share that as much as I can. 123 Rock Fan Ghost Watch is in my October list ever since I watched Late Night with the Devil. Posty says, in our household, Spooktober actually starts in September. Oh, getting an early start. I see. Well, good luck. Good luck. Maybe I should start early. Maybe I'll finally get through my list. Kevin House, I finally saw Tick, Tick, Boom. Hey, awesome. I love that movie. Andrew Garfield is so great in that film. He is. He's always great. He's the best. New movie coming out from Andrew Garfield this year with Florence Pugh. I'm excited about that. Apparently he gave up. I'm kind of bummed, though, that he gave up being in a Del Toro film for this film or for something. I don't know, some kind of scheduling conflict. I wish he was in a Del Toro film. That'd be amazing. Carrie Witt says, yeah, I apologize to your wallet in advance for Carlotta Films. Basically a mix of Arrow and Criterion of France. Okay, so heavy import fees probably for those. What else do we got here? Patrick Craig talking to someone else, so I'm going to skip that one. I don't want to air out your personal conversations. DJ finally watched Il Surpasso over the weekend, loved it, but the ending was abrupt and unexpected. No spoilers here. But yeah, Il Surpasso's delightful. And I think that's the point of the ending. But it's great. It's such a fun film for the majority of the runtime. Posty, hey, Mr. DJ. Have you ever watched Erie, Indiana? No, I did not watch Erie, Indiana. But every time I said where I was from growing up, yeah, they thought I was talking about Indiana. But no, there is in fact an Erie in Pennsylvania, and it's Lake Erie. It's one of the 5 Great Lakes. It's huge. It's better than Indiana. Come on. Kevin House, I plan to watch several films this week as I recover from tomorrow's surgery. Oh, well, what do you say? I don't know what to say to that. Congratulations that you're having the surgery. Hope it goes well. Hope you enjoy the films. That's always great to sit down and have some time where you are forced to watch movies. That's great. I hope the surgery goes well. I don't know what it is, but good luck. Good luck, my friend. I may be having a surgery here pretty soon myself. I just found out that I apparently have a pretty bad deviated septum, and I might need to get that taken care of. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Dan Stan, sorry, Flight of the Dragons, getting my titles mixed up. Love The Last Dragon. Show Enough is great. I'm so glad you've actually seen Last Dragon. That's great. Evil Wax, starting to compile a list of scary movies for October so far. Have Onibaba, Koroneko, Black Moon, Don't Look Now, and Wicker Man. Okay, nice. I have seen Koroneko, and I wanted to get Onibaba this year in the July sale, but I missed it. I may have to pick that up on Amazon or something. Onibaba and Cat People are 2 Criterions that I wanted to watch this year, so maybe that'll still happen. But they're not on my list right now, and I've already got a lot of stuff on there. So, Carrie Witt, my own 2 versions of The Last Dragon. I love Leroy and even have a signed copy of his book, The Shogun of Harlem. That's amazing. Oh, wow. I didn't realize I was going to have some Last Dragon fans in the chat. That's amazing. Mega Movie Z, your next is awesome. Going to pick that one up for sure. Yeah, that of the ones we talked about today was the one I've heard the most positive things about. A lot of people really like your next, so it's kind of weird that that's in a group with a bunch of other so-so films, but at least you're getting a nice re-release of that. Cool slipcover. And that kind of looks good by itself. You don't have to have it in the collection with the others. Baloney, Trivia, Barry Gordy, The Last Dragon, the Barry Gordy that started Motown Records. Oh, interesting. All kinds of Last Dragon fun facts we're talking about this evening. Last one here I have in the chat. Posty, no, I mean the TV show Erie, Indiana. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, but I kind of went off on a tangent. Sorry about that. But yes, the TV Erie, Indiana. I think I had I don't think I ever saw it, but I had some VHS as a kid that had a trailer for the Erie, Indiana TV show, and it looked weird. It looked kind of like Goosebumps, which probably would have freaked me out because Goosebumps freaked me out as a kid. He says it was like a kid's Twilight Zone type of thing, but by Joe Dante in the 90s. Yeah. You're bringing it all back to me. I remember that. I didn't see it. I didn't have TV as a kid, but I had a lot of movies with trailers on them, and that we would watch over and over. And I remember the Erie, Indiana trailer very vividly, actually. But yeah, I never saw it. But hey, maybe a boutique label will pick that show up. Michael Smith, DJ, I have a deviated septum, but I've never really had any issues. How does it affect you? Oh, here we go. This is what everybody wants to hear about. It affects me by my snoring. I snore because it's like one of my nostrils can't get air into it. It doesn't affect me like I don't notice, but like when I'm sleeping, apparently, Grace will tell me that she'll have to tell me to roll over sometimes. So it's not a huge deal, but I would like to take care of it. I don't like to bother her while she's sleeping, so I might get it taken care of. He made it seem like it was a very minimal, non-invasive, non-scarring surgery. They just kind of go in and take care of it, and they don't have to like cut anything. So I might get it taken care of. I'll let you know. I guess I'll keep Michael Smith in the loop because he cares. He cares about my septum. But anyway. That's the show. Let's just end it on that note. What a weird way to end the show, but a fun show. Thanks, guys. Again, sorry for my scratchy voice this evening. Hope it wasn't too hard to listen to, but I had a good time talking movies with you guys. We went all over the place. We went to some 90s nostalgic films for me. We went to The Last Dragon, which was the last thing I thought would get picked up. But Ethan Edwards, my uncle had a deviated septum. R.I.P. Uncle Joe. Oh, man. Oh, I'm sorry. All my regards to Uncle Joe. Such a weird show. Sorry, guys. Well, if you made it this far, you're one of the real ones, and I really enjoy talking to you guys on Monday night. We still have 50 people watching tonight for some reason. Thank you so much. I guess when it starts to become a train wreck, that's when people stick around. But I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to get some sleep, hopefully sleep this thing off so I can shoot some more videos and talk to you guys this week. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a busy couple of weeks. We've been getting a lot of videos out, talking to you guys quite a bit, and I've had a good time. So, like I said, lots of stuff coming in the mail soon. I should be doing some videos about that stuff soon and sharing those unboxings and reviews with you. But as always, we'll be back again next Monday to talk about a lot more stuff. A lot more stuff is coming out next week. So be there or be square. And everyone's saying goodbye and super sweet things in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate all the engagement tonight. And if you're watching after the fact, obviously appreciate you guys as well. Be sure to leave your comments. Let us know what you're most excited about coming out this week. And like I said, I'll be back next week. But until next time, keep collecting. And I'll be back with another video real soon.